Hey Hunters, Lord here, back with another endgame set video for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series just as much as I have. In today's video, we're going to be covering sets for Hammer. I've prepared 4 different sets for you guys. We're going to start off with a pre-Fatalis Master's Touch set that you'll be able to get without much endgame grinding. I also have a pre-Fatalis Slugger Secret set, a max DPS raw set, and we'll round it out with a fun Frostcraft Hammer that gets some pretty nasty damage. If Hammer's not really your jam, I've already covered quite a few endgame sets on the channel. They're my most recent videos. So if you like something like Dual Blades, Charge Blade, Greatsword, or others a bit more than Hammer, be sure to go back and check out some of my other videos. First, before we move into the sets, I want to make a quick disclaimer. Just because I use a skill or weapon or armor piece doesn't mean that you have to, and just because I don't use something that you use doesn't mean that you can't use that. You do not have to copy me, and if you like a certain skill or weapon, then you're totally free to use it. It's a game and you should play in the way that makes it fun for you and use things that you like. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the sets. So we're going to start off with the Pre-Fatalis Master's Touch set. This should be available to you relatively quickly after beating the main Iceborne story, roughly Master Rank 24. My weapon of choice is the Light Break Hammer from Raging Brachydios, but you could also use the Safi Blast Hammer if you have that instead. The Awakens for that are shown now. For the armor, obviously we're going to be running 3 pieces of Teostra for Master's Touch. This means we'll never lose sharpness on critical hits. Then the final 2 pieces will be from Raging Brachydios. This gets us Agitator Secret, which is a massive damage and affinity boost. All in all, this set has 115% critical hit chance on tenderized weak spots while the monster is enraged, so sharpness really shouldn't be an issue ever. Since this set is very early in the endgame, it's tough to fit in any Slugger, but you can drop the Flight and Brace jewels to get 2 levels of Slugger if you'd prefer that instead. However, if you really like Slugger, then the next set will be more your speed, so be sure to stick around for that. This set is very strong. Again, this was our endgame meta set until Fatalis was introduced to the game, so this will have no problems carrying you all the way until you can farm the Fatalis armor. So up next is our Slugger Secret set. I'm showcasing it with the Safajiva hammer that I just talked about, but the Raging Brachy hammer will also work here. 3 pieces of Frostfang Barioth armor allow us to get Slugger level 5, which gives us a bonus 60% stun buildup. We then finalize the set with 2 pieces of Raging Brachydios armor for Agitator Secret. However, if you wanted Master's Touch instead so you don't have to worry about sharpness, you could do the final 2 pieces as Teostra armor and then use a Teostra Awaken in the Safi hammer, but again that'll be up to your preference. While not as high damage as the previous set, this set is still a ton of fun and will net you a couple extra KOs per hunt, so I thought I'd share it with you in case you want to try it out. Again, just like the last set, this should be available to you around Master Rank 24, so not long after beating the Iceborne story. The third set for today is our maximum DPS raw hammer set. We're of course going to be using the Fatalis weapon, augmented for health and affinity, 4 pieces of Fatalis armor, and the Culve Legs Alpha. This is pretty standard for most of your raw melee sets in the endgame of Iceborne. In order to reach maximum attack boost, critical eye, and still have Slugger Secret, you'll have to put an Expert Jewel and an Attack Jewel into each of your mantles. For that reason, I'm running Tool Specialist 5 instead of my typical Divine Blessing 5 so that my mantles only take half as long to come back after they wear off. Now if you don't feel like Slugger 5 is that big of a deal, and realistically it's not, you can drop as many levels as you'd like to free up those level 4 decos in the head and weapon for something else that you might prefer. Again, that'll be totally up to you. This set has a lot of customizability options and you can switch around any of the quality of life skills to fit your preferences. Now the final set I've prepared for you guys today is a Frostcraft hammer set. While this isn't as strong as many other options, at a full Frostcraft bar you do get a bonus 30% damage to the first attack that hits the monster. At the next bar down, you're still getting a bonus 15% damage, and when the bar is almost depleted, you're still getting about 5% extra damage. This set also has Quick Sheath 3, so it's pretty easy to rebuild your Frostcraft meter. However, the annoying thing with hammer is having to recharge your hammer every time you sheath your weapon. Again, it's not a perfect set for max DPS and the meta slaughtering of endgame monsters, but I think it's a really fun way to play, and I want you guys to see that you do have more options than just, oops, all Fatalis. Now hammer is a ton of fun, and I hope this video was able to give you guys some inspiration for your next hammer set. If it did, or if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like down below, as it's a totally free way to support my channel and the content that I create. as well as make sure that this video reaches as many hunters as possible. If you're new to my channel, new to Monster Hunter, or if you just liked what you saw today and you're interested in more, do consider subscribing to the channel for tons more Monster Hunter content like this. Like I said at the beginning, I've already covered a ton of weapons for endgame sets for World and Iceborne, and I plan to do quite a few more, and the best way to make sure you don't miss out on those is to be subscribed. With all that being said, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. I wish you all a good day, and happy hunting.